Hey guys, what's going on? It's Gatsu. So today I am just checking in here, ye old vlog that I started last week. So obviously the most long-running series on the channel, besides Almost Ahead of the Curve. Alright. So a couple things happened this week here. As far as character progression goes, the Warlock is now 345, and the Mage is actually sitting at 340. So that's two characters pretty well set up to raid in 2 weeks, so, completely doable. Somehow, the Mage actually has way better gear than the Lock as far as, weapon. I have a Sea Breeze Mythic on my Mage, and then I also got a 355 conch of the Conch of Dark Whispers, the one from the end of Shrine of the Storms. I got super crazy Titan Forge, and I was kind of blown away. I got the Sea Breeze and that conch at the same time, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. There's all my luck for the expansion. Today in the wonderful, wonderful world of Warcraft, we actually have in North America the first time that we have had a pretty crazy reward for our emissary here. The Order of Embers actually will give us a weapon. Now, there's a ton of people that have been crying about not being able to get weapons. My Warlock being one of them. Up until today, she actually had a 325 main hand and offhand. That has since changed. I'm now sitting with a 340 wand, which I can't transmog to my Demonology Skull, so I'm very upset about that, but it's okay. I will survive. And, of course, the Mage is still using Sea Breeze, because Sea Breeze. So, that's character progression. As far as Mythics and the Mythic Plus group go, we were able to clear every single Mythic last week, again. Didn't run into any glitches this week, for the most part. No, actually, no, that's not true. Temple of Sithralis is still a buggy mess. The first boss kept glitching on us, kept going through the wall, and we were nowhere near the walls when the, it's either Adoris or Apex or something. Whichever one charges and does, the blink around with the lightning strikes, he kept going in the wall, and we couldn't do it the first week. This week, we were able to kill that boss, no problem, which is great. But then whenever we were taking care of the gauntlet before the final boss, as we were recovering the second eye, one of them magically disappeared. Now, we're not sure if, because I was playing Affliction, if we had, one of the Orb Guardians perhaps die inside of a pillar. Why they would ignore the fact that pillars are solid, I don't know. But that's the only thing we can think of, because there's no reason that the orbs should have disappeared. The fact that those can still disappear is a huge problem, because you can't go back in on Mythic, and, I mean, if that happens in Mythic Plus, your run's just over. So, I really hope that they find a way to fix that, because it's really just not acceptable to have a dungeon like that, where you can have something that literally, if you don't have that item, you cannot continue, you cannot finish. And in Mythic Plus, that would mean that, your key is dead, and you cannot get any loot. And that really sucks, so really hoping that they do take care of that for us. Let's see. Now, as far as other things go, not too much really going on in the game at the moment. We just have it's our last week before raiding begins. It'll start next week, September 4th. Definitely excited to get in there and check out the raid next week. Also, check out Mythic Plus. This week I'm going to be recording a little bit of footage in Mythics and try to get some baseline guides on how to handle some of the trash pools from a DPS perspective, as a lot of the people in my guild have been running with, pugs for heroics and even normals, and Shrine of the Storm, for whatever reason, people seem to have a very difficult time getting through the first couple of trash packs and even the first boss, and that's really surprising to me, because as long as you're careful, you can get through all that. But I'm going to go through and do a detailed analysis on what each mob is, what it does, and how important it is that you kill that mob first. So it's definitely in the cards for this week here. That's one of my projects. I have a demonology spotlight / rundown type thing going. I'm almost done with it. I wasn't happy with the first draft, so I'm going to redo it. and we'll have a short demo guide for us all here, hopefully very soon. I'm expecting for that to be out hopefully by this weekend. So anyone who wants to play Demonology can. I will warn you though, Demonology is a little more gear dependent, so until you hit about 330, I would probably stick with Affliction or Destruction for dungeons, just because of what it does. However, the spec works, and it's totally playable. It's just not going to be as effective. So just keep that in mind if you choose to play Demo beforehand. Aside from that, I can't think of much else. So, thank you guys for checking in today. And I will catch you all next week. Bye-bye.